Aloha, I'm Representative Cynthia Thielen, representing Kailua, Kaneohe Bay on the island of Oahu. And I'm absolutely delighted to be able to talk with Dr. Tom Dennis today and have him explain to all of you about Oceanlinx and what it's going to do for Hawaii. Dr. Dennis, if you will tell the viewers who you are and what you do, please.
Thanks, Cynthia. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Oceanlinx, a company in Australia that has developed a technology that converts the energy in ocean waves into electricity. And
Now go over that again, because viewers might be a little surprised about this kind of technology. You have a technology that will take the energy from the ocean and convert it into power to light up our homes and our businesses?
Exactly. Electricity that currently in Hawaii mainly comes from diesel fuel. So, yeah, it's a way, with the state of Hawaii being so dependent on diesel fuel for its electricity, this is, I think, a very good way, very promising way to wean the state off its dependency on oil, and not alone. I mean, there are other ways to do this as well, and I think ultimately a mix of renewables will probably be what best does the job, but we're hoping to be a meaningful part of that mix.
I know that those of us in the legislature really want to keep the money home in our economy and working in our economy instead of sending it over out of state and really out of the country to buy fossil fuel to import here. And of course, fossil fuel is polluting, and we become so dependent upon that. So your technology can help to achieve our goal, which is 70% clean energy by the year 2030. And if you could just talk a little bit about your technology. Oh, before you do, Dr. Dennis, I want to tell the viewers, Dr. Dennis participated in the, what was this on Maui?
Oh, the run to the sun up to the top of Haleakala. Yeah. He
participated in the run to the sun on Haleakala and came in the top 10?
Ninth, yeah.
Wow.
Well,
okay.
A little bit of a sidelight.
That's a sidelight. So now let's go back to Oceanlinx and what this is all about.
Yeah, okay. So certainly the ability to get away from importing your fuel and seeing your dollars go offshore. The nature of renewables, whether it be wave energy or wind or solar or whatever, is that the fuel is here already. You have everyone knows Hawaii is reasonably synonymous with waves and surfing and so on. That energy, most of it is just washed up on the beaches. It in some cases erodes beaches and headlands, and there's much more effective ways to utilize it. It won't affect surfers at all, because what's appropriate for our technology is not appropriate for surfers, and vice versa. So
okay, now let's stress that one again to the viewers. Yeah. The Oceanlinx technology does not tap surfers' waves. It's not going at Sandy's, where President Obama surfs.
No, it doesn't compete with surfers, because the waves that we like are the waves deeper out, completely unbroken waves that are just gentle swell that surfers like a break. And our technology doesn't really like a break, so
okay.
We're probably, usually at least a few miles away from wherever surfers might be interested in. But those waves, the energy in those waves, is effectively free fuel. It's as if the barrels of oil that you're importing are being delivered by the ocean directly onto your beaches. So that's the sort of energy, the free fuel that needs to be tapped. Completely emissions-free, no pollution whatsoever. Ultimately, wave energy is a form of concentrated solar energy. It's just the energy from the sun, which heats the earth unevenly because it's rotating. The physics then try to attain an equilibrium that causes winds to blow, and then the winds generate the waves. So the energy comes from the sun, and that's there's far more delivered to the Earth each day than the world will ever use, and there really isn't an energy shortage. It's just a shortage of ways to effectively and economically tap it at the moment.
Well, so for Hawaii, speaking for our islands, theoretically, could we really provide the power for all of the islands by wave energy?
Yes.
I'm not proposing
that.
But
yeah, I'm not proposing that that one day the state of Hawaii see a situation where all of their energy comes from waves. But theoretically, yes, it's possible. Okay. But some sort of combination and balance between other forms of renewables would be desirable. Not the least because some days the waves aren't there, and some days the wind's not there. Some days the clouds are blocking the sun, and geothermal, I guess, is probably a bit more of a steady source. But if you had a mix of all of them, you have a really good way of smoothing out your power delivery and providing everything you need without. Ultimately, I think that the aim should be to not rely at all on oil for your fuel, for whether it be electricity or for transport. But that's a little way off yet, at least. But that should be the aim.
But for the homes and businesses, the technology is at least ripe and ready. And if you can talk about your project on Maui, and maybe the viewers would like to take a look at a schematic of what Oceanlinx is, and if you could talk them through that.
Okay.
I think this
Let me
would be a
first
good way.
describe the technology as being broadly similar to a blowhole, and I believe a lot of people in Hawaii do understand what a blowhole is, and ours is sort of an artificial version of a blowhole. So I might just show this video now, if we could have the screen cut to it. What it does is we have waves. Here we go. You can see that here waves inside the chamber rising, compressing the air above and driving it past a turbine. You can see there the direction of the airflow that was represented by those arrows, and I'll play that again. So the waves come in and they converge around this chamber, they rise in the chamber, they compress the air which drives it, is driven past the turbine. You can see the blades turning back and forth. I'll describe that in a little bit more detail in a moment. But that's the essence of the technology. So it's an air turbine up above the waterline, which generates the power, but that power comes ultimately from the waves compressing the air.
One of the things, let me just interrupt you there, with all of the moving parts being above the water, that means that the system is less likely to break down, and it's also, I think it would be more functional and long-lived.
Yeah, it certainly also, I think it enables you to reach it for maintenance much more readily, and there's a lot of practical advantages in that. There's good and bad aspects of being out of the water. One of the negatives, I guess, is that you're more exposed to the harsh breaking wave environment in very large storms. But you have to have a trade-off somewhere.
Oh yes.
And, yeah.
And we're not quite like the North Sea.
No, or the Southern Ocean, where you can get very, very wild and large storms regularly. I think your large waves here are very large, but they're quite
gentle.
Well, I wouldn't
not
call
if
them
you're
gentle.
a surfer.
Yeah, they're more even and less destructive in some ways.
Oh,
but yeah,
right.
not if you get dumped as a surfer.